blocked by Dewana Bonner.
Oh, what a play. Wow.
Last woman back as Carrington spins and feeds for Thomas. 5 quick points here for Caitlin Clark. And Thomas just runs over Clark.
The WNBA is in shambles right now. Did you watch what happened in the game between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun? Man, there was a play that left everyone's jaws on the floor and had them concerned about the WNBA's future. Once again starring Caitlin Clark. Opponents are really going too far in their games against Caitlin Clark. It all happened when Caitlin Clark was brought down by Alyssa Thomas in a play that, let's be honest, appeared to use a little more power than required. Caitlin Clark gets 5 early points here, and Thomas runs over her. It isn't the first time we've seen anything like this season, particularly with Caitlin.
5 quick points here for Caitlin Clark. And Thomas just runs over Clark. Responded to by Marina Mabry. And here is Clark, wide open. Knocks down a triple blocked by Dewana Bonner.
Oh, what a play. Wow.
Last woman back as Carrington spins and feeds for Thomas.
People, this is serious. We're talking about a player who is transforming the WNBA, attracting large audiences and elevating the game to new heights. What if she gets hurt during a play like that? Have you considered the impact this might have on the league? Let's focus on that play. What precisely happened between Alyssa Thomas and Caitlin Clark? The scenario moves quickly. Clark is going around the court, attempting to avoid her defender, when Thomas steps in to lay a screen. So far, everything seems normal, right? But look again, there's something additional in that interaction. Thomas doesn't only obstruct Clark's way, she appears to provide a little more shove. Clark falls to the floor, and it's no surprise. The collision was severe enough to make the rookie angry, prompting her to protest to the officials. Now, let us be honest. The game includes screens, as well as physical interaction. But what we're witnessing here goes beyond ordinary play. Don't you think? There appears to be an aim to terrorize the youngster, to show her who is the ruler in the league. And this isn't an isolated situation. Similar plays against Clark have occurred throughout the season. It's like if there is a bullseye on her back, you know? They seem to have been targeting Clark more and more. This already happened at the start of the season. But now that she is tearing up the league game after game, players seems to take care of her in harsher watts. What's the most troubling part? The league's reaction, or, more rather, lack thereof. The WNBA appears to be going about its business as normal, but it isn't. We're discussing the athlete who is transforming women's basketball. An injury caused by one of these plays would be devastating to the entire league, not just the Fever. Clark is more than simply a player. She has become the WNBA's face for a new generation of fans, and the WNBA is just brushing it off. Shouldn't the other players be warned more? Right now, coaches can just tell their teams to focus on Clark, getting her out of the game in any way possible. The WNBA doesn't seem to care how. But why is this still happening? What's the truth behind these more intense plays versus Clark? Let's get real here, people. What we're witnessing is more than simply rough play. There appears to be some envy in these situations. Think about this. Caitlin entered the WNBA and completely changed the game. She is not only playing at an unbelievable level, but she is also attracting unprecedented attention to the league. The arenas are full, television ratings are skyrocketing, and everyone is talking about the WNBA. How do you believe some of the veterans are feeling? Many of them fought for years, if not decades, for recognition, higher pay, and more exposure. Suddenly, this newbie steps in and makes everything look simple. I am not defending it, far from it, but you can understand the rage. Clark is forcing everyone to up their game. To avoid falling behind, veterans who were previously comfortable must practice harder, play better, and redefine themselves. It's an old story. When brilliance isn't enough, you resort to brute power. And this seems to be printed into the opponent's minds. These tougher plays appear to be an attempt to scare Clark, to demonstrate that the WNBA isn't easy. But let's be honest, this is a bad idea. Instead of elevating their game to level Clark, some players are employing techniques that might jeopardize the very league they helped create. And this begs the question, is Clark's resistance simply envy, or is there anything else going on? Perhaps a concern that she is altering the league too quickly? Is it simply the old guard fighting to defend their turf? What do you guys think? Are the veterans correct to feel threatened, or should they welcome the change that Clark is bringing? While you think about that, let's speak about something that's driving me crazy, the WNBA's lack of response. Seriously guys, the league appears to be sleeping at the wheel. Since the start of the season, we've seen more aggressive plays, particularly against Caitlin. How has the WNBA reacted? Practically nothing. To be clear, I am not seeking to transform basketball into a game full of interruptions. Physical play is an element of it, and always has been. However, there is a border between hard play and risky play, and it is regularly crossed. The problem is that the WNBA appears to regard these plays as part of the game, which they are not. When you have plays that are plainly aimed at a certain player, it goes beyond regular competitiveness. And the worst part? The league is taking a significant risk here. Consider the possibility that Caitlyn will get significant injuries during one of these plays. Do you have any clue how much harm this would cause? It is not an exaggeration to say that the WNBA would lose a significant portion of its momentum this season. The question is, why isn't the league acting? Do they not understand the gravity of the problem, or are they fearful of upsetting the established stars? Look, I understand that it is a touchy position. The league does not want to alienate its veterans, who have helped build the league up to this point. However, they cannot afford to put their new stars' health and career at danger. What the league needs is balance. Clearer regulations regarding what is permitted in terms of physical contact, tougher penalties for hazardous actions, and most importantly, a clear message that player safety is the first concern. Because at the end of the day, it's more than simply safeguarding Caitlyn or other rookies. It's also about preserving the league's future. It is important ensuring that the WNBA continues to expand and recruit new players. All of this leads to Caitlyn Clark's huge effect on the league. Let's be honest, she's not just doing well, she's redefining what it means to be a star in this league. Let us look at the facts. Since Clark joined, the WNBA's popularity has skyrocketed. Television ratings, through the ceiling, ticket sales, the Indiana Fever has sold out everywhere they perform. What about social media engagement? Do not even get me started. But it's not only that. Clark is raising the level of play in ways we haven't seen in years. She is not only leading the league in assists, which is unprecedented for a rookie, but she is also smashing three-point shooting records, and the Fever are winning critical games. What's the weirdest thing? This is all happening throughout her first season. Imagine what it will be like in 2 or 3 years. Clark is transforming not only the game on the court, but also the public view of women's basketball. She's gaining a new audience and motivating a new generation of athletes. However, with all of this effect comes a great deal of responsibility. For Clark, the other players, and most importantly, for the league. Because there is no going back. The WNBA must rise to this occasion. Caitlyn has shown us a peek of the future. She's demonstrated what's possible when tremendous talent meets a stage primed to shine. But she has also revealed the flaws in the present system. The issue is, what is the WNBA prepared to do to make this vision a reality? The league's future is in our hands. The hands of fans who watch games and speak about it on social media, the hands of players who give their all on the court, and of course, the hands of the executives who make critical choices. What do you believe the WNBA should do to safeguard its talents while still securing the league's future? Do you believe that the situation is becoming critical, or do you think I'm exaggerating? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.